Hello and welcome to another episode of Quarterback Astro X. My name is Sid. Joe.
And I'm leaving that in there.
I don't know what you're talking about. And but maybe Zachariah does.
I played the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway.
Beat me by like 0.2 milliseconds.
Yep, I got you. Yeah, you know. That's how we do. Anyway, we're going to do another react today. Because, you know, it's, I don't know. Is it react season? Is that a thing? I don't know anymore.
Sure,
we'll go with that.
You know what season it is, though?
What season is it?
It's spooky season.
like, where's this going? Oh my god!
The suspense.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season.
Yeah.
Personally, my least favorite time of year.
Scaredy cat.
I am. That's me. I'm not afraid to admit that. No shame in my game. But there are several shows that are centered around the Day of the Dead, as some would like to call it, Halloween and this time of year. So I think we're going to try to hit a few shows up over the next, I don't know how long we want to, days, weeks, years, I don't know. And kind of watch some of these and
go through the seasons.
Yeah,
hey, that'd be fun, actually.
What's that?
Because we got 2 seasons left, theoretically.
What, fall and winter?
Well, I meant like I said seasons. I meant holidays.
Oh yeah. Did anybody do a show about Thanksgiving? I don't know. Anyway,
maybe.
There's plenty of Christmas shows.
Specifically, but they probably have that at least color scheme.
There's probably a bunch. I know there's a bunch of shows called around the seasons in general.
Yeah.
And they probably in the fall do a giving thanks.
Somebody do a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
We do simple.
I'm sure that there is someone somewhere who has done that.
We need to find it.
We'll get the research staff right on that.
Yes.
All right. Zach, get to work.
I was like, immediately.
So anyway, so before we get there, we got Halloween, so we're gonna hit some of those up. So the first one we're gonna do, I don't know how many we're gonna do, but we'll do some, is Uninvited from Pulse Percussion. So we're going to the Endo world a little bit. This is their 2017 production. Pretty cool show. Like, I don't really do dark themes or themes like this, but I did enjoy this show. I really did. It's been about 7 years since I've seen it. For those people that like to keep track of that type of stuff. But yeah, it's good stuff. It kind of showed us that Pulse had some range in show design, and it was good to see them do a show like this, and it worked out really, really, really well, I thought. So
I want
go ahead.
more groups to not be afraid to do this stuff again.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say again, maybe more of, maybe. If you're that type that likes to, I guess the best description would be storytell in a sense, to not be afraid to do it. Because you'll never know unless you try, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard because
it's super hard.
Because it seems like that won't compete well. But we can get into that in a minute. After we watch the show. So, shout out to Pulse Percussion for posting this video on their YouTube page. So, thanks for them for that. It is our up close HD video. So if you want to watch along, you can do that. We'll give a countdown. And if you want to watch it without a shepherd over it, we'll put the link to the video down below in the description. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Down to the family photo, they had this lined up, man. Got the flashes and everything.
Yeah.
Way to go. Entrance attacks. Modulated pit run.
The sound effects get me half the time.
Oh yeah,
You can almost make it endless. Footstep walks.
They're doing, the typical, quote unquote, typical haunted house story, but I don't know, it's not so straightforward that it's not interesting anymore.
Because in my opinion, it's like no better way to portray a spirit or a ghost in this kind of activity.
And I like how they have a visual ensemble, but the members that are playing are also that ensemble too when they're not, when they don't have equipment. They're using everybody.
It's just like stuff like this is like signifying like the couch is floating from ghosts picking it up and stuff like that, and things move and you don't know how.
The typical, well, there's got to be a reasonable explanation for this, blah 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 conversation. Like, we've all seen this movie before.
Right.
All this without any vocals, like any quotes or anything.
No narration, nothing.
It visually speaks for itself.
Yep, you don't need it.
And those are hard.
Yeah.
That's hard to do, man. Because this is probably like one of those things where, like, only kids can see. And of course, she's not scared.
Oh, she's gonna play a duet with him.
It's that contrary motion with the piano spinning one way, but the group is going the other way. Like it's that type of stuff.
Man.
Well, and the way the music bounced back and forth between the childlike sound and then the creepiness of the spirits. Okay, basses, I need y'all to quit. Writing here, man.
It's nuts, man.
Oh.
Wait till you get the cymbal feature in there without stopping the whole show
down.
Right.
I'm trying to watch.
What you said? They're so good.
Yeah. No, it's... What did it place that year?
I think they won.
I don't think they did. For some reason, I feel like they didn't win. Bronze medal. It's in the description. Bronze. Right. What the hell?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think they won with that.
Man.
I don't know what was going on else that year, 2017. But no, it's just, you know, like you talked about, this good storytelling through visual and audio coordination. There's a lot of just thoughtful planning throughout that to make all of that work.
It's one of those things too, like we talk about storytelling, and when you always run into the issue, if you do a story that everybody knows, there's always going to be that interpretation of, well, I remember the story going like this. You know, they could have easily called this, you know, if there's a specific story that they base this off of, they could have gave it that same name, but then everybody who knew that story would be wanting it to happen their way in their brain, versus giving it like a generic name, kind of like The Uninvited. It leaves it up to any interpretation instead of boxing yourself in to a story, I guess.
Yeah. Mystique won that year. Was that Hand to Man?
RCC, it was Hand to Man, yeah. That's why. They weren't finna beat that.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, it's what was that show, because Hand to Man was just nuts.
Perfect storm.
Yeah, and RCC did Silence of the Heavens.
They was fourth. RCC was. Broken City was second.
Oh, Broken City, I mean. And I think because I ain't really looked at no recap now, but I'm going to assume music probably tanked them a little, maybe some visual stuff. Um, there was some, especially like the tenor feature on the couch and stuff like that. You can hear some little things here and there musically, and some of the stuff from the front was a little off and whatnot. But as when you're talking like just overall, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough because they did such, to me, an outstanding job of, because we always talk about split focus.
Yeah.
Because you have your main characters and there is pretty evident, but it doesn't take away from the rest of them, and they still found a way to have everybody still doing drill, visually participating in what's affecting the main characters, finding ways to use the props. That's a lot of brains on this design team to pull something like that off and to still meddle with it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they had people hooked before they even played a single note. You know, just from the photos at the beginning and the visual ensemble people coming out from behind the couch, like especially if you're somebody kind of like me who likes scary stuff or horror movies and things like that, like you hear the name and then you see that, like you see them unfold the floor and you see the costuming and the set and you're like, okay, I know where this is going. So you're immediately hooked. But even for somebody who isn't a fan of that genre, you want to know where the story is going to go, even they set it up very well in the beginning before the whole group even makes it out from behind the props and plays a single note.
right.
And it's like you said, Cedric, there not a voiceover one, no storytelling by a narrator, nothing. It does it itself.
Wasn't needed.
Wasn't needed.
And you know you got something when you don't need something, when you don't need that, or you don't feel like it's a necessity in order to make people get it and stuff like that. And it makes you wonder, it's like, how many shows do win that are story told or based around storytelling? How
I don't
often
know,
do groups win with that?
because I haven't understood a Broken City show the past 5 years. But
I don't think Broken City understands Broken City shows. It's like they got kids in the groups talking about it's left up to your own interpretation. So y'all artists, it's a painting. Is it a Michelangelo? What are we talking about? Because I don't know. I don't. It's almost like I don't know if we mentioned this in the beginning of this or just outside of this, but it's like trying to figure out how can we win with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think groups get away from that because they want to win. So then the shows start turning into what we see nowadays.
Yeah. It's trying to. That's the tricky thing about show design is, you know, it's the battle of what do I want to do, what do I want to portray, and then what will help us score higher. And I think sometimes when we think about the number on the page, and we're all guilty of it, we sacrifice our artistic excellence, our artistic creativity to satisfy a checkbox on a score sheet.
Yeah.
And it limits it might limit what the show really could have been had they
Either
just
that or sometimes groups get so focused on the story and the production value that the real meat and potatoes, which is can you march and play, goes out the window.
And it's tough. That's why I like what Pulse is. It's a hard balance. Like we still got, like you said, you had the bass feature. The whole snare feature was crazy, and they don't even play that much in the beginning of the closer for the Alanis Morissette part. And it's like the front had their whole moment, and to find that balance, how can we still give them notes, still give them difficulties, still have musicality, still move and play, still tell the story, still be visually captivating. It's like, how many still bees can we keep adding to the list? It's like, but then you think of these other shows that don't require so many. We still need to be doing this and still do this and still this, or I should say, not the show in general, but the concept doesn't require you. Because it's no demean or slack on anything like that, but I like sometimes, like if you're talking like Color Guard or something like that, like this year comparing Vox Audium to Fusion, and I mean Fusion won, so it's like, but Vox comes out here, does what's the movie with the when you look in the mirror. You know, when she's Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you know, they're telling this whole story and all this stuff, and they got all these props everywhere, blah blah blah. And then, you know, it's kind of like Avon. We all saw Avon's show. That's just masterful moving and spinning.
So, but yeah, no, lots of really, really good stuff in there, and it was accessible for everybody. It was easy to listen to, easy to follow, easy to watch. You know, and if you're a fan of the genre, it's probably just checked all the boxes for you. It's a really, really good show. Like I said, I typically don't dig shows like that, but it was just so well crafted that you have to appreciate it for what it is. And I thought they played well. It was, for me, I loved listening to it because it wasn't just a lot of just percussion breaks. Like, everything was musical and everything had a purpose for it. Everybody got their time to shine. I mentioned the cymbal solo where they didn't have to stop the whole show for a cymbal feature to happen. They were able to weave it in there with music over it, and just a lot of the interplay. It was just, you know, just good stuff, just world class stuff to you know, to not be facetious about that, but it was, when you talk about how to design a show, you know, of that nature, that's a fantastic example of how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know in the comments down below what you think about it. If you have any suggestions for any spooky shows you would have watched during the Halloween season, let us know. We'll try to get that on our list as we go forward doing some stuff like this. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. So, fellas, you got anything else?
Yay, band.
Yay, band. All right. So keep a lookout on us for us, and we got some more stuff coming. So, yeah. So from me and Chris, who is not here, and Zach and Will, this has been another episode of On the Back Cash Racks. And everybody take care. Peace.
Holla.